Hey on YouTube, this is Stash back with a recap from my Stanley Kubrick 2001 Taoist Yogi Master DMT video. Just a quick encapsulation because I really rambled that one, but it was pretty good, I thought. My premise was that I used the 2001 Space Odyssey Stargate scene as inspiration to talk about Taoist masters, yogis, that type of phenomena, and briefly on the DMT, which I don't, I've read The Spirit Molecule a while back, and I know there's a lot of popularity with that lately, but I was just going into the difference between, that would be like the, if I could encapsulate and not ramble again, that would be the kind of shortcut the American Western way of literally opening up the third eye by imitating the native populations that deal with the ayahuasca, and then the American, well, the CIA with the Swiss scientists came up with the synthetic or LSD. Timothy Leary, tune in, drop out, and whatnot, to open the third eye and experience, all these phenomena. It would be like, the not the easier way. Well, I suppose. Well, yeah, obviously the easier way that than the yogis and the Taoists meditating, open up the third eye. What interested me in that, and the Stargate one, is this phenomena sort of seen the same. Maybe some people don't believe that it's true that you can open up your third eye or travel outside the body, that the masters can do that. Also, the colors of the Stargate tunnel relating to what the Tibetans, Mandela's, and the picture color dreams that people have in higher training. It's just stuff that's not really well known to us in the West, and yet we parallel that with the technology that's coming, and drugs. And there's also in the mix how science fiction and science fact parallel or come together with mysticism, and in this case it would be martial art or yogi training, Taoist training, Buddhist meditation coming together. That's not really that acceptable, or whatnot. But I have a lot of, on this channel, a lot of weird fictional YouTubes about the CERN and the idea that they would, or fictional or conspiratorial or whatnot, that the CERN machine, the atom smasher, is involved in some of them, and are they dealing with dark matter? Is it dangerous? And sort of people were alarmed or excited that there was a Shiva statue out there. I think in that case, it's the scientists were genuinely inspired by the Hindu myths and stories, because Shiva and Kali and these Hindu entities or people, depending on how you take it, are involved with the cosmos and mysteries, and not necessarily malevolent. Kali, or the Indian people always refer to her in cases Ma Kali, out of respect, and she's got different manifestations, and she's doing, she's got some mean faces, and she's lashing out and killing and eating and stuff. That's more, to the best of my knowledge on Hinduism, it's more metaphorical, or it's the hardships of life or things that need to be dealt with are helped by that entity. She comes to help you, basically, as assisting you in life. I wanted to just break down my other one. I'm just rambling again. Okay, so this is going to have to be known as part 2 then. Alright, fine. So, and the speed of light is that same as the speed of chi energy. Chi is still kind of mocked or disbelieved by a lot of Americans or Westerners. I just say it's just energy, or if you experience as a practicing Tai Chi, or if you do any of that stuff, you're actually feeling it, whether you believe or not. Just that magnet feeling, the feeling of warmth and whatnot. And that higher masters, some are charlatans, some are crooked gurus, and some are real. And I think there's something to it in actual reality. Probably that's why the scientists, some do give a tip of the hat to it, and there's a lot of intellectuals that are inspired by the detail and power of the Hindu myths or realities, depending on how you take it. It's not necessarily malevolent either. Yeah. So this is just a quick follow-up to that other one that I thought I was going to make this more lucid, but this is sort of interesting. So I'm going to do another follow-up again to try to make it more concise and more lucid, because it's a difficult topic. And I also brought up Stephen Hawking, and how he said it would take 50,000 light years just to get to the center of our own universe. It's so big. These type of things are beyond human imagination, and so is the high training of the yogi, the Taoist, the Swami, the high martial artist. And I think there's a tendency to diminish that because there's so many fakes or whatever, and the American way of doing things is different and not necessarily wrong. It's just sort of harder, hit it up with a machine, use a synthetic drug or a drug, or take a drug from another culture and alter it for speed and convenience. Do I believe you can open your third eye? Yeah. I'm gonna vlog about my experiences with some of that stuff. Can you awaken the Kundalini? Certainly. The energy, the name, to the best of my understanding, it's like chi or prana. It's kind of misunderstood, and the experience of the serpent energy is not necessarily malevolent. It's just cross-cultural. It's just different. But what got me onto this topic last night was indeed that Kubrick was really looking into this stuff, and although that film 2001 Space Odyssey is dated, it still seems to hold up, and the concepts that he was dealing with, just like that Stargate scene, it's not as if that would how it be go down in reality, where it's just that his research was so detailed that you buy into what he's selling in that movie. Again, like more than souped up, jazzed up CGI films of today in a lot of ways. I think it's because probably the painstaking detail he did. Again, talking to scientists about the LSD studies and NASA itself, how they would deal with long distances. Would it be hibernation, drugs, hypnosis? Yes. But in any case, I was just doing a recapitulation of last night's vlog rant, and looks like this is going to be part 2. I'm going to follow up on this. I think this is a good discussion. I hope this rant made sense, or I probably could have just done it within a couple of sentences, but I had trouble breaking it down. The Tao of Physics, the guy goes into it. I'll leave that in the liner notes again. So now this is part 2 of Stanley Kubrick meets the Taoist Yogi Masters in space with DMT. Alright, good night. Take care.